Hey Virgo Collective, welcome to your quick read of your main toxic trait and how you can utilize it for your highest good. Interested in a personal read? My email is located in my TikTok and YouTube bio. Excuse me. If you're watching me from TikTok, then feel free to DM me. Also, be sure to take the messages as they resonate specifically for you in your life and understand that the only way you're going to be able to truly receive the enlightenment and clarity that you need from my reads is by you being open and willing to be honest, open, and authentic with yourself to accept the truth, okay? So, your main toxic trait is suppression. Express, don't suppress. Authenticity is freeing. Restraint, repression, and censorship. You also have deceit. Honesty is the bridge to authentic connections. Lies, deception, and fraud. All right. So basically, your toxic trait is you suppress a lot. Virgo, you hold a lot in. Um, so much so that eventually it starts to boil to the surface, and when you explode, you explode. So, depending on the circumstances and how far you've allowed the situation to go before you say something, it could be bad. Um, and not the most favorable outcome for you and whoever else is involved. Now, the upside to this is although you suppress a lot and hold a lot in, you know how to defend yourself. You know how and when to speak up for yourself. You know when to let your voice be heard, and you're able to cut straight through the bullshit. No holdbacks, no cut cards, no sugarcoating for nobody, okay? Depending on what side of the spectrum you be on, the upside is that you're able to hold other people accountable for their actions towards you by calling it out, saying what you feel, saying what you mean, and meaning what you say. And for others of you, it's like you're able to spot bullshit from a mile away. Okay. Um, Now, the downside to this is you may come off a little too harsh at times with how you say things. It's not even necessarily what you say, but how you may say them. Okay, even if you mean it, you may not mean it in the way you delivered that message. So you wouldn't necessarily be known for apologizing because to you it's like I meant everything I said, but for the other person it's like it's how you said it, right? So it could be harsh coming from you, Virgo. And so the downside to that is certain situations, friendships, and or connections may end a whole lot due to you not really trusting and believing that people are capable of changing for the better. So you just allow situations to end and be what it's going to be rather than, I don't want to necessarily say fighting for it, but rather than actually putting more effort into keeping the connection alive. Okay. And for certain circumstances and or people, it's okay because maybe they don't deserve to be in your life and your or have your presence a part of their life. But realistically speaking, this could be a downside as well because you can block your blessings in certain ways by going about it this way with everybody because it's not meant for you to carry it's not meant for you to carry it like this with everybody or with every situation pertaining in that you have in your life, okay? Whether this is connections, a place of employment, business partnerships, whatever you want to tie this into, everybody is not meant to be dealt with the same, okay? Because not everybody is the same. Not everybody perceives things the same and takes in things or messages the same. So, you know, the downside is more so you not giving second chances. You just, it's like once you mess up with me, that's it. And like I said before, certain people may deserve that from you, but that's not everybody. Okay. So just take that and think on it. Sometimes you can be a little harsh. It's okay. It's no judgment. But there's always room for growth, Virgo. And that's the point of these reads, okay? Now, how you could utilize this trait for your highest good, you have faith and patience. I specifically got something, and this is not going to resonate for everybody, so apply it as it fits. But I specifically got that somebody here is holding on to some sort of valuable information and or insight and clarity that they received. It could be from this read, it could be from something else. Put it where it goes for whoever this part resonates with. But somebody here has found out some sort of valuable information, or somebody here is holding some sort of cards close to their chest about a move that they're making that they're not allowing anyone to know. Okay, this is somebody who is moving strategically, cautiously, and silently. This is somebody who is silently planning. I'm hearing their great escape in some way, shape, or form. Like, this is somebody who has some sort of knowledge or some sort of access to certain resources that they don't want other people to know about, because once it's time for you to make your move, you don't want nobody or their opinions to get in the way of how you move in the decision that you're making. So you're keeping this quiet. Now, as far as the advice goes for this, it would be good for you to keep this to yourself at this point in time, especially if you know that this is something pertaining to your stability and your security. It would be best for you to keep your mouth shut and for you to keep moving how you're moving, so that no one else and their energy or their opinions can affect how you move. So you're doing the right thing. The universe just wants you to have faith that it's going to work out and that it's working out how it's meant to. And they want you to have patience with whatever process this is. They just want you to take your time and make sure that you are being strategic with how you're moving, because this is a part of your power. And your power is really going to stem from your discipline, how disciplined you remain in the moment. Okay, so not only are you being given spiritual guidance and assistance in this process, but they also are testing your discipline. You're also being tested to see how disciplined you are right now before you receive this new opportunity coming your way. Before the universe decides to give you that intuitive download and message and say, okay, now it's time. Before they decide to give you the green light, your discipline and your willpower is being tested at this time, Virgo. So your best bet is to remain patient with faith and keep whatever this is to yourself and keep moving in a way that makes sense for you. Okay. Um, for others of you where that may not have resonated, the universe wants you to utilize this suppression trait for your highest good by means of, if it doesn't make sense to you, don't say it. If it doesn't make sense to you, don't agree to it, don't do it. Meaning, let's say, I'm giving an example, you have a little altercation with someone, whether it's a lover, a friend, a family member, whatever the case may be, even a coworker. Be mindful of how you're saying things and what you're saying. Be mindful and be aware that what you're saying is being utilized for a higher purpose rather than just to get a point across. Be sure that what you're speaking actually makes sense, actually has valid points to it. And if it just so happens to seem that the other party, on the receiving end of this information that you're giving, is not being reciprocal, it's not allowing themselves to receive what you're saying, don't go back and forth and don't allow yourself to say certain things that you may regret at the end of the day. So just be mindful of what you're saying and how you're saying it, and be sure that what comes out your mouth is leading you into more stability and security rather than into negativity. Okay, I hope that made sense for you. All right. interested in a personal read, y'all know where to find me. I mentioned it at the beginning of this video. I'm wishing you love, light, and peace, Virgo. Until next time.